Now the president has declared today National Day. But let me go back to discuss this whole issue of holidays in this country.
Okay.
You know, Ghana is one of the countries in Africa that have a lot of public holidays on our yearly calendar. And that has been the worry, for which reason at some point the government in 2017 thought of taking away some of these holidays, because in many countries you have all of these programs being commemorative, and so you have a morning session of it and the rest of the country goes to work. But if you break our productivity and replace them with holidays, it affects the national productivity.
Right.
Because if you take us as a country, a bigger chunk of our productive force sits with the public service. The public service renders a lot of activities to support and boost the private sector. And so when you have a lot of holidays being popped on us, remember recently we increased the public holidays for the Eid, to 2 days.
Yeah, it's now a Shak day.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
which is the day after Eid.
Yes. And then we have this recent amendment to the public holidays at adding another holiday to, we have 2 Eid, either Adha and Fitr.
Yes.
And so all of them are supposed to have 2 public holidays.
No, it's just the Eid al-Fitr. The Adha is the Eid al-Fitr.
No, check the recently passed.
Really? The LI?
Yes, the LI.
Oh, really? No, I don't think so.
That's fine. That is.
It's just a Fitr, which is the Shak day.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
Because there was official communique to that effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm guided by that. So importantly, now the 1st July has also been reintroduced as a public holiday. And now they're saying that any public holiday that falls between Tuesday and Thursday, between Monday and Thursday, would be moved to the Friday.
To Friday.
Okay. So that we can allow work to flow, and then we celebrate it. And this,
you think it's a good idea?
I don't see the
instead
effect.
Of this interruption.
I don't see the effect. If we can work on that day, why do we celebrate it post? If the day is today, like today is Tuesday, this is the day for the Republic.
Right.
Republic Day. All celebrations are supposed to be held today. Now, you hold the celebrations today, and you say that on Friday, you are extending the holiday to that Friday. And so on the Friday, what do we do? What is the relevance of celebrating it? So
sit at home and spend some time with your family.
No, these are all the things I'm talking about. If we are celebrating it, you either celebrate it on the day, because that is the day that you are celebrating. That is the day you are commemorating.
So your argument is that it's either we maintain the holiday on the day we're celebrating whichever occasion it is,
exactly,
or forget about the holiday.
Or of course, if you think that it falls within a working day like that and it affects productivity, then if you are not going to celebrate it on that day, we move on. There is no need to postpone the celebration to another day that has no relevance to the day.
Okay.
So come this Friday.
So commemorating it, observing it is enough. You don't need to observe it with a holiday.
With a holiday. If it falls on that week day that you are talking about.
Yes.
So
what if it falls on a Friday?
Of course, then that is the intention. If it falls on a Friday,
then
we can celebrate it.
Okay.
But if it falls
and
other than
declare
Friday,
the day a holiday.
Declare the day a holiday.
If it's a Friday.
If it's a Friday. Or if it is also a Monday, you can still decide that you make it a holiday because it is running through a weekend.
Okay.
But if it falls between Tuesday and Thursday, let's commemorate it and then we move on as a country. So we don't allow a lot of these holidays to come and distort.
But I think you have a point, though.
And come and distort our days of work. And that is how I view it.
Okay.
Now, you are commemorating it on today, yet people are supposed to leave and go and celebrate it. As I indicated, all assemblies are having a prayer session at 9 a.m. and at 3 p.m. and the Muslim one, according to what you read, government will have a church service in the morning and 12:30 we go to. So what work would the president do today? It's not a holiday. You expect the president to be working. So the president, though he has not declared it as a holiday, Ghanaians are literally wasting this time to go and attend to all of these. Government functionaries are all supposed to attend these functions. And then we come back on Friday and say you are declaring it as a holiday for us to go and sit home and do nothing. I think these are things that you need to reflect again.
Your argument is that if we can go through the day without celebrating as a holiday, then why, how do you call it, set aside Friday for a public holiday? I think you think that, look, it's a waste of time and resources and so on, and it doesn't make us as productive as we want to be. But if you take Workers' Day, can you imagine a day like Workers' Day, which is 1st of May?
Yes.
Telling workers that, so this is what existed before the amendment which happened sometime last week. Can you imagine a situation where you're telling workers on 1st May that, well, Workers' May felt on, say, a Tuesday. So don't rest, just commemorate it and let's forget about it and let's move on. Can you imagine how workers of this country would feel?
No, so
I just want to take a start briefly. I'll come to you.
Just a minute, you can. Okay. Yeah. So the point is, if it fell on Tuesday,
Workers' Day,
why would you not let workers celebrate that day on?
And then come back Wednesday, and then come back the following day to come and work?
But if they cannot, if you ask them to go to, because on that day, as workers, you still be commemorating it. Okay, so my argument is, if you don't commemorate, you wait and push everything to the Friday for celebration, then that is fine. So it means that on the day which is 1st May, it is no more Workers' Day. You are pushing the Workers' Day to the Friday. So there's no conversation around Workers' Day on that day. There's no program that is going to bring the president and workers to
independence. So now, going forward, Workers' Day should only be on a Friday.
Yeah, so if it falls
as a policy.
Like we do for whichever program. If it's Farmers' Day, you say 1st Friday of the month of December.
Yes, it's Farmers' Day.
If Workers' Day is 1st May, you can decide that you put it to the Friday of that particular week. So that then we know that on the day, if it falls on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, we are not going to commemorate it, but we push it to the, because if you commemorate it and you say that you won't give it a holiday, but then on the Friday you are going to give it a holiday, that time is past. It's moot for us to come back and say we celebrated it on the day, though it wasn't a holiday. Now you are giving me a holiday.
All right.
Now the next issue, we have too many holidays. Why are we adding more holidays? It's a waste of time. It is only when you don't understand the significance of tourism that you have issue of holidays. Or when you assume that when a holiday is declared, it means that you must sleep in your house and snore and not do anything. But if you know how tourists move and what does that to an economy of a nation, then you appreciate that to declare a day a holiday where people can go to the beaches, they can go to the pub, they can visit tourist sites, so that whatever revenue they have, they can also exchange that around. It also stimulates the economy. The money moves around in the economy. People's businesses thrive because when they go to the beaches, they will buy food, they will buy drink, they will buy kebab here and there. And so that local economy to what is boosted. Some money comes in. In fact, on such occasions, the people will even travel all the way into the country from abroad. They come with the hard currency, they melt it into the local economy. And so don't look at holidays as days to just sleep in the house, days you don't do anything. They don't. Most these days, anytime there's a holiday, communities will even plan sport activities. They will plan cultural activities to tie in with the holiday. So like I said, it's engineer some local business within the communities within which these issues, events are taking place. And so look at it broadly, look at it more generally. Don't close your mind to it to say that it's a holiday. People are just in the house, they eat and sleep, they don't do it. No. If you look at it that way, then you can draw the kind of conclusions that my brother was drawing and make the kind of pronouncement that he made. But if you're looking at it that no, this can also, engineer some economic activities, this can also bring in some resources and can move resources around, new business can even spring up, then we would appreciate what we are talking about. Now, festivals have become, funerals have become festivals. The way and the manner we observe funerals in this country. Normally on a Friday, people will go to the mortuary to go and pick their body. They will do it, the carnival from all the way to the village here and there. The community people will gather. So Friday is a major activity. We all know when you go to our ministries, you go to our departments and agencies, by 12 midday on Fridays, it's as if the day has come to an end. Everybody is leaving the office because people have to travel for funerals, they have to move to whatever they have to go to and get involved in other social activities. Government is saying that if, for example, today is a Tuesday, you declare today a public holiday, people will go and make merry and do all those and come back. And they're even so tired. To wake up the following day, which is a Wednesday, and say they're going to work, it feels distracts almost everything. So government is saying, why don't we shift today's public holiday to Friday so that you have the whole of Friday to yourself to plan, to do whatever you want to do. If the tourist site you want to visit, if there are social activities you want to engage in, you can. If there's a funeral you want to attend, you can plan and go to your funeral. Saturday, you do whatever you want to do. Sunday, you do part of it, you rest. Monday, looking new, looking fresh, you can go back to work with the hope that productivity will increase because now a renewed person, a fresh person, you've had enough rest and then you can come and work. How can anybody say this arrangement is not a good one? How can anybody say that this rather will not help productivity to go on? And even in drawing some of the conclusions that he came into, one would have expected that you go and check averagely West Africa. How many holidays do we have in almost every country? The highest is 13. And about 4 countries in West Africa, I think I have the listen here, including Ghana. We have our holiday, about 13 holidays. Go to Europe, go to even Asia, go to some of the countries we have as many as 18 holidays, 16 holidays, 17 holidays within a year. You understand? So it is not the holidays that we have that will reduce productivity. You know, it is how we have planned ourselves that when really and truly sometimes you go to ministries, you go to our workplaces, what do people really do behind their laptops and computers? They are in the office, they can see human beings sitting there. But really, how are they contributing to anything productive in the office? You and I know the things that are happening in our institutions, in our offices. You understand? So sometimes you sit back and say, why don't you even allow some of these people to even work from the house? You know, one, to cut down traffic, cut down cost of transportation. If we can get our internet and everything running and they can stay in the house and work, like it's happening in several parts of the world today, why don't we even look at that particular angle? And so for me, these holidays, we cannot belittle it. I think that if we plan it very well, it can equally be very, very productive. If you assemble 20 Ghanaians right now and you ask them of their view and how they think that we should manage these holidays, everybody will give you their perspective. But at the end of the day, as an individual, you sit back. I've heard people have said, for instance, that on such public holidays, including even Independence Day, we should go and plant trees. And now we plant trees, at least we have added something to, you know, our ecosystem. At least we are protecting our ecology, and so we should go and plant trees. First someone said, okay, on Saturdays, we should rather go and sweep our streets and keep our communities lit. Some have said, let's go and distil gutters. People have that perspectives. Some can even say on that day, let's go engage in some farming activities that belong to the state or the district. But the point I'm making is that don't view holidays as just days to sleep and relax. You can plan economic activity around a holiday that can equally bring about the development that you are looking for in a nation.